Keep right with Ralph K. Ginorio. Sod off, commie Brits. His Britannic Majesty's government is stepping up to criminalize misinformation and hate speech on the internet. Elon Musk is threatened with arrest, as are you and me, all because our shared abuse of free speech is deemed to be, by them, harmful. The only valid response to such hubris is to say loud and clear, sod off, commie Brits. Since defeating your empire in the 1780s, your parliament has no jurisdiction over the free speech of my fellow Americans. More than this reality of legal jurisdiction is a greater reality. We in the United States enjoy free speech. You in Britain still supposed to be able to say that 2 + 2 = 4, even when it riles up minorities and politicians. However, since World War II, you British have permitted your left-wing politicians and your unelected bureaucrats to diminish this God-given right. As with your willing surrender of your firearms, you British citizens are a cautionary tale of what we might become here in the United States if we fail to insist that no one infringe on our precious God-given inalienable rights. As we observe what you have allowed to be taken away from you by utopian leftists in your socialist hell, each of us Americans can say, there but for the grace of God, go I. Independent voters of America, if you wish to see where the progressive left wishes to lead us, just look at the United Kingdom. If you wish to live under a regime that interferes with your ability to speak your truth without fear, to read and hear the free expression of other adults of all viewpoints, to protect your person and your rights if necessary with lethal force, and to engage in business or access health care without government making all the key decisions for you, then by all means, vote Democrat. The timing of this new Labor government's move on the internet and free speech is suspect. Britain has had a two-tier legal and policing system that has been growing more blatantly with each decade. If you are an illegal alien or a protected minority, the government will coddle you, permit you to act violently against the broader society, and pay your debts for you. If you, on the other hand, are a regular citizen without connections to the powerful elites, then you will get stepped on. The recent riots in Britain against this two-tiered governance, destroying British lives and liberty, have placed the new Premier Keir Starmer's socialist government on the defensive. Brits of all backgrounds, all races, and all faiths have taken to the streets to demand a restoration of fairly applied laws of equal protection under the law for every British citizen. Dare I say, these Britons want to make Britain great again. There are many deep connections between MAGA and the average British citizen rejecting a dilution of their citizenship rights by an internationalist cabal of self-seeking elites. This connection goes back to the successful Brexit initiative in 2016 that preceded Trump's first election to the presidency. The insistence on controlling what everyone says, writes, sees, and hears is also the same between American progressives and British socialists. They both want the same thing, a muzzled, subservient, disarmed, and dependent lower class that can be easily ruled by a new technocratic aristocracy. We are to be serfs in their restored feudalism, human chattels of our betters, living off the scraps that they toss us. Britain may be too far gone, but I would never write off the land of Edmund Burke, Winston Churchill, J.R.R. Tolkien, and George Orwell. We in the United States, though, are not yet too far gone to overcome these elites' fear of free expression. Go on to the internet and boldly spread your truth, even when those would-be noblemen call it hateful or misinformation. Defy the wannabe censorious elites, whether they are the City Council of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, or in the British House of Commons. Shout a resounding no at the top of your voice to all local woke cultists, American progressive fellow travelers, ivory tower theorists, communist British leaders, World Economic Forum plutocrats, or anyone else who is desperate to control your speech. Sod off, commie Brits.